Hey guys, so this is obviously another random YouTube chat. The reason that I sound like I am like my balls have just dropped is because my throat's all like congested right now, so whatever, is what it is. I hope you can hear me too, but I wanted to talk about, while I'm doing this project, I wanted to talk about the art of accepting. Obviously, like I like to always mention that this is just my views. These are my perceptions, my opinions, and how I've experienced it, and how the messages come through to me, and that's it. So, I was feeling really blocked this morning, and well, for the whole day. It's probably only like 12 o'clock now. I woke up feeling like I just kind of knew it wasn't going to be like the most energetic day, but like I knew I had to meditate because I knew that I was feeling blocked in some of my centers, like my chakra centers, and obviously I want to get on top of that when I know that that is the case. Otherwise, like if I prolong it, then like it's not going to go away. It's just going to make me feel even worse. So I guess this kind of ties into it. Like I just accepted the fact that I needed to take some time to look after myself. Because yeah, I was feeling so blocked, and like no messages were like coming through. Like I just didn't feel inspired or anything. And yeah, like I've come out after my meditation and I sat down and I decided to paint, to just work on this project some more, because this is what really inspired me to tell the story, because it kind of just popped up in my head as I was sitting here. Yesterday I painted this piece and it's so cool. I love it so much. It's hell like oceanic, and that's what I was really going for, so I'm pretty impressed. But I was sitting here and I was like, cool, like, you know, just having the balls to try something new. Like, one, this style of painting I've never tried before. But two, like, what happened was this painting started drying and going a yellow color around the edges, around the whites. And I tried a different product yesterday in my paint, and I have a feeling that that's obviously what's turned it yellow, because like it's never happened before. So I was like, fuck. Like, I love this piece, and that would kind of suck if it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. But like, then I was like, you know, when does anyone ever have control over their life, really? Like, you never know what's going to happen anyway, so you might as well just accept what is. And I was thinking about my reaction, like last night. My first reaction, of course, my ego was like, oh, the painting's fucked, like, it's yellow, you're never going to be able to like use it now because it looks shit. Like, it actually looks like shit. It was the ugliest yellow. And I was like, you know, it's meant to be this nice white, bright white piece. Wow. And it's all like fucked up. And then I was like, bro, chill out. Like, I never really let my ego take over me too much these days. It was just for like a second that my ego was like, bitch, this is fucked. But then I pulled myself together, of course, and I was like, it's cool. Like, I'll find out a way to make it happen. Like, I'll get some glitter paint or something, and I'll put like silver glitter around it so it kind of looks cool. Like, maybe the silver will hide the yellowness. And then like today, I kept looking at it and I was like, obviously, like, I want to do something else with it today. Like, I don't want to wait and go buy glitter glue. I want to do something now. So I finished my meditation. Then I came out here and I was just like, just grabbed two colors that I thought would work, and I'm using my finger now to paint it and just like go over where it was with a good white to hide that, to conceal that. But I'm also just adding texture to my paint. Like, it was really flat before, which is what I was going for. But then because that didn't work out, then I had to like work around that. So I basically just accepted that like nature took its course, however it was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be a flat painting, because if it was, it would have dried perfectly. And here I am now, like, making the most out of what I've got. And it looks even cooler now. Like, it's got texture, it's got like layers. Like, the greens are all flat, but then like the whites are all like out and in your face, and I love that. and it's more like 3D now. You can feel it, and you can feel that it's an actual painting, like an actual creation. It's not printed, it's real, man. And not only that, like, I'm using my hands to create this painting, like, more than I already had, but like my fingerprints are all over this now, so it's like, it's so my painting, you know, like no one could ever recreate this. And it's just like little feelings like that, little realizations that you have, and it's like, you can see why, like, things can just be so special if you just look at them in a different way. And yeah, that's where the whole accepting thing came in, because I was just like, you just had to accept what was. And since I've done that and gone on with it, like, it looks even better than it ever did before, and that's sick. That came out so ochre. Sick. But yeah, like, I just think, like, if you can kind of look at this in a lot of different ways, like, just accepting that things happen, like, that's just the way it is. Life happens, and you never have control over it. You really never do. So when things happen and you don't expect them, and like you don't necessarily like them, well, I guess you've got two choices. You can either just sit on the negatives and like see why it's shit and like do nothing about it and just be miserable, or you can kind of just like see what else you can do to make it better, you know, like work with what you've got. Like, I think if you just see it in a way that's like, oh cool, so like it wasn't meant to be this way, because it's not. So it's like, what else is being asked of me right now? And for me, it was taking a risk, potentially fucking up my painting even more, and fixing what went wrong. Or not even wrong, like, see, nothing's wrong, nothing's ever wrong. It's just like, just what needed attention. Do you know? I just find like that kind of mindset is just really powerful at changing or like altering your perception at like things that happen and why they happen, and like seeing why it's not really a big deal at the end of the day. And I think you can use this with almost everything. Like, I think you can use this with everything. I think it's all about changing your perception, and I always speak about that. As hard as it can be, I know, but it's the best thing that you can do, because you start to see things in more loving light. Whereas, like, if I had have sat at this painting and been like, well, it's fucked, and then pretty much hated my painting, what a negative feeling. What a shit feeling. But instead, I've, like, put love into this now, and I'm like, what can I do to make it better? Or, like, what can I do to improve it? What can I use my brain for to, like, just create even more than what I have? I love that. I don't know. That was just my thought process while I was doing this, so I really wanted to share that with you. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about to do with acceptance, but there was actually with this painting. Last night it was drying, and it was like pretty good, like it was drying really well, and all of a sudden the cat came up and literally flicked water over it, and I was like, are you kidding? Like, could have killed the cat at that point. And like, I saw how it dried and it was all bumpy and shit, and I was like, what the fuck, like, you've put air bubbles in this thing now, like, it was so smooth before. And then I was like, who cares? Now it's got texture. It's got like bumps in it, whereas before it was smooth. Do you know? And it takes like a second for you to click and be like, stop being a brat, and just to accept what is, because it's already happened and you can't change it. So you might as well just get on with it any way you can. So that was another way that I had to accept. I feel like this painting has kind of taught me to accept. Well, not taught me to, but it's reminded me to accept. I really love it. I really love this creative process. And I really love that I was feeling really uninspired and really blocked before my meditation, and then I've done my meditation and I've literally come out with this. So I love reminders. Reminders just to accept where you are. They're my wise words. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. I'll see you later, and thanks for listening.